Many popular documentaries rely on glowing underwater cities and flying saucers to explain the past. But the narrative changes when you look at the raw, physical sites without the sci-fi lens. Sites like the Nazca Lines in Peru contain massive shapes carved into the earth, including this spider. Off the coast of Japan, the Yonaguni Monument features colossal geometric platforms that appear designed. Viral media frequently markets these visual anomalies as proof of extraterrestrial visitors or the lost continent of Mu. These theories provide immediate, exciting answers to the mystery of how these structures appeared. We are going to evaluate the physical evidence for these sites to see if the outside intervention theory holds up to the actual data. This investigation recovers the credit ancient humans and natural processes earned. History is built on physical evidence, not on the assumptions we project onto it. In the 1960s, Erich von Däniken popularized the ancient astronaut hypothesis. His work provided a framework for interpreting sites through a lens of extraterrestrial assistance. This flavor of history promises a sense of wonder and immediate answers. It turns complicated archaeological puzzles into a streamlined, entertaining narrative. Traditional archaeology requires a different approach. It focuses on the slow excavation of localized artifacts like tools, seeds, and pottery to understand the people. To find the truth behind these sites, we will use a claim versus evidence matrix. We'll examine each location across 3 columns: the site, the popular claim, and the archaeological reality. Trusting physical artifacts over a sensational narrative demands more effort, but it builds an understanding of history based on physical proof. This image shows a bird geoglyph in the Nazca Desert, spanning nearly 300 meters. A common claim suggests that figures this large required aerial supervision from advanced craft to maintain their proportions. The documented construction method is simple. Locals brushed away dark, sun-baked pebbles, exposing lighter soil underneath for permanent contrast. They maintained geometric perfection using wooden stakes and taut ropes, applying basic ground surveying to scale small designs. This process relied on coordinated human labor and mathematics, removing the need for advanced spacecraft. Accepting the alien theory requires us to overlook the surveying capabilities that ancient cultures are known to have possessed. One persistent theory argues that the long, intersecting geometric lines across the desert were intended as landing strips for extraterrestrial ships. This idea fails a basic logic test. It assumes that a civilization capable of traveling across the galaxy would still require primitive dirt runways to land their craft. The scientifically accepted purpose for these lines is linked to survival in one of the most arid environments on Earth. These lines functioned as a terrestrial calendar. Many align with underground water sources or track the astronomical solstices, telling the people exactly when to plant or harvest. The runway narrative is exciting, but it distracts from the reality of a culture that mastered survival through intense environmental observation. Next, we'll apply our matrix to the Yonaguni Monument in Japan. This photograph of the underwater site shows sharp 90-degree corners and terrace-like platforms. Pop culture theories often cite these as evidence of a sunken city from a lost civilization. The visual evidence is compelling at first glance. The site looks like architecture, which supports the romantic idea of an advanced Ice Age society. However, there is a total lack of human artifacts at the site. Excavations have never turned up the tools, pottery, or waste piles that are always present where humans live. Evaluating a claim requires more than just looking at a rock's shape. Without physical evidence of human life, the city narrative lacks a foundation. The scientific explanation for the site involves the region's intense tectonic activity rather than human construction. Yonaguni consists of sedimentary sandstone. During frequent local earthquakes, this specific rock type naturally fractures and shears off along perfectly straight 90-degree planes. Thousands of years of natural fracturing have produced the right-angle steps and flat surfaces divers see today. While geological processes may sound mundane, they are capable of producing structures that mimic human design. Removing the lost city narrative reveals that the Earth itself is capable of creating architectural complexity. Evaluate ancient mysteries with a flowchart. Start with a visual anomaly and ask, are there corroborating human artifacts? If no, like at Yonaguni, it's a geological phenomenon. If yes, check if the explanation ignores known human capabilities. This separates reality from mythology. Fringe theories work as creative sci-fi, but they shouldn't be confused with history. Modern mythology can be entertaining without being factual. True historical truth relies on following the evidence where it leads, rather than fitting anomalies into a pre-written story. The Nazca Lines reveal a society that mastered desert survival through precise surveying and environmental observation. The Yonaguni Monument demonstrates the specific geometric patterns created when tectonic forces fracture local sandstone. Attributing these feats to magic or aliens often stems from a refusal to believe that ancient people or natural forces were capable of such precision. The ancient world is fascinating because of what was actually achieved, not because of what we project onto it. Ancient human engineering and terrestrial geology provide a historical record that withstands scrutiny better than the modern myths often projected onto them.